Layla, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Thank you for your hospitality and for agreeing to have this conversation and for the amazing food we've had over here. So now let's begin just talking about your experience in life and what made you reach this point, the story of this amazing shop. Can you tell me just some details?
Oh, it's a very long story. You want to know how I become Muslim or?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you
Yes.
would like to begin with.
Well, my life was very hard since I was child. I was working with Tangier, you know. Then my mother took me from the school to bring me to learn to sew and
Okay.
sewing. And then they told her that it's not good because I'm very small. So she returned me back to the school because I was very rebel always.
You are rebellious, right?
I was always rebel.
That's a
I
good
was
thing.
always protesting. And so I start to again to the school, and then I studied and I worked a bit, and like that. When I went to university, then in the university I started to learn Arabic. I was in philology, you know, and philosophy and the teacher, everything.
Yeah.
And so there I start to know the Islam. Come back to Spain.
You studied in Egypt, like in the University of Azhar?
No, I studied here in the university
Okay.
in Granada.
But you told me you went to Egypt for some time.
Yes,
Yes.
I went to Egypt to perfection my Arabic because I didn't learn nothing in Tunisia in the university.
Okay.
Only too much grammar and too much translate and this thing. And so I went with a course, 1 month of the course,
Great.
intensive course. And there I learned a bit more.
And what made you interested of converting to Islam? I know you converted to Islam when you came back to Granada, not in Egypt, right?
No, in Egypt I was almost, but I converted when I come back in 88. In the 88, in October 88. It will be this October 30 years.
And what is the thing that made you interested in
When,
joining Islam?
you know, I was always, since I was a child, always going to Alhambra to read the tales of Washington Irving, and because the history they give us in the school, it was very bad about Islam. But in the meantime, I saw they was proud of the Alhambra, of the
Yes.
place of the Albaicin, everything what the Muslim did. So it was a contradiction. I was always shocked why they didn't like Moros, because Moros they call to Spanish Muslim.
What kind of things did they say about Muslims in the history books?
Sorry?
What kind of things did they say about Muslims in the history books that you
In
found
the history,
contradictory?
they say they come the Arabic and they invading us with the wars, they kill, so everything on it was lies, you know, because they want always to make the Islam bad,
Yeah.
dirty, that the people was killed rather. But those who investigate, they found that it's not true.
And last time we talked, you told me some kind of shocking stories about the Inquisition
Yes.
that happened in Spain.
Yes.
Can you like explain
Yes.
how do you think this happened and why, and why did
Yes.
the people accept it?
So when I was more and more interesting to know the truth. So I investigated. I wanted to study Arabic, the Middle East history. So I studied history and this thing. And I have the luck to found a special man who was investigate all his life about Islam, who know Arabic perfectly and scientifical in the scientific way, and he was alchemist.
Alchemist, yes.
Alchemist. So, and he have the more better historian that I have ever met. How Muslims start. So they call the Muslim in the Ceuta in Morocco. It was Ceuta, the city of Ceuta. It was a king, and they asking the Christian to this Christian that they need help, you know.
So the king asked the Muslims to come into the country.
The king of the Ceuta.
Okay.
Ceuta is the border between Spain and it's Spain, but in that time it is a city belong geographic to Morocco, but it's Spain. You know?
Okay.
So there was a government there, and this one was full up of these people, the Catholic people, you know. And so he was Christian, of course, Christian Unitaire. And so they decide together with the Muslim to come to Spain. And last time they called Iberia.
Okay.
They decide to come, and they came 7,000 Muslims or more, Berber and Arabic. And so they came to the country, to Iberia, Spain, and the people start to be Muslim very quick. In 8 years, there was all Spain Muslim from...
In 8 years?
In 8 years.
Okay.
From the south into French, they was Muslim. Of course, not everybody, but they took the power because the people, all the people wanted to be Muslim because it was the same as the authentic Christianity, you know?
Yes.
And all the unitary Christian disappeared. There was no anymore Christian.
Okay.
All those people was Muslim.
Okay.
And
So you say that Islam was very similar to their experience of Christianity in a way.
So they didn't come to kill, to make war. That's what they told us in the school, you know?
Okay.
But when you investigate, now everybody knows that.
What made you interested in investigating in the first place?
Because I was always, I think I belong to that Granada, not Granada, Granada, who doesn't exist, but exist, you know?
Yes.
Because the Granada was the last kingdom of Muslim. He stayed.
It's the lost kingdom that fell. You mean?
The lost kingdom in Occident, Muslim in Occident and in Spain, you know. And so how I can explain? Because the story is too long, you know. Anyway, the Islam, it was established in 8 years. It was in everywhere. So there was some place there was no Muslim, like Basque, Vasco, Basque, and Asturias. They never took the government there.
Okay.
But they have alliance of marriage, of commerce, and there was French, you know. And so like that, there was Islam was very open. They didn't ask for anybody to be Muslim. Those who wanted, I told you before that all the Christians who believe in one God, they call Arianos in that time, all the Arianos start to be Muslim, you know.
And how do you feel about the Inquisition and the kind of tortures that happened?
Then, in the meantime that the Muslim established all the country, in the meantime, start the enemy of Islam. And they start in Asturias with the name Pelayo, it's called Pelayo. And they start to fighting to take the way of the Muslim. And sometimes they have the government was Christian, Catholic, and sometimes the government was Muslim, but the people still in their own place, Muslim, Christian, Jewish. So it was tolerant, it was open. They collaborate together, they pay the tribute, the Jewish and the Christian pay one tribute to the Muslim, and they live in their own, no problem. But they didn't pay the zakat because there was no Muslim. So they pay in one place, but in the other place, in the other way, they didn't pay. And like that was Spain. But they decide that they want to unify Spain because Spain was divided in many kingdoms.
Okay.
Christian, Reino de Aragón, Reino de Cataluña, Reino de Asturias, you know? Anyway, many. Castilla, León, and so they start fighting. They decided they will want to do only one country, and they decide. I speak the last time, you know. Now I jump 1,000 years maybe.
Jump as you want.
The last time, they decide to unify the two kingdoms, Aragon and Castilla, and they make a marriage, Christian, I am talking about the Christian, the Catholic. they decide to marry, to make an alliance with, to marry the Isabel with Fernando.
Okay.
From Aragon and Isabel from Castilla. And like that they will be two kingdoms more strong to fighting against the Muslim. And so like that they start to fighting. Anyway, Spain, they was losing also power.
Yes.
Because, you know why?
Why?
Because the Muslim was not very strong anymore. There was no...
Sectarian strife among the kingdoms, right?
There was no brothers.
Unity.
Sister, unity.
Yes.
So, then the Christian, the Catholic, they take Cordoba, then they take Sevilla, and Valencia, Aragon, all those kingdoms who was moved bit by bit, they was with the Christian. But the Muslim and the Jew, they was well, you know.
They lived peacefully.
They lived
until that moment.
And some not.
Yes.
Because there was wars also in between, you know. But sometimes when they didn't want it to be by the Christian power, Catholic power, even they were not Christian for me, they were Catholic. When they didn't want it to be by their own power, so they came to they traveled to live in the Muslim kingdom, you know. So they went to Sevilla, they went until they arrived, the last kingdom was Granada. So that's a woman, is very important in the history, that Isabel la Católica and her husband, Fernando el Católico. The two kingdoms they was. They start to make the tribunal or the Santa Inquisition. That means to burning Jewish and to burning Christian and to burning other religion who was not Catholic, even if they were Christian.
So that's the Spanish Inquisition. That's the starting point.
Yes. It was Inquisition, there was in Europe also. But they start like that. They start to torturate Muslims, to torturate Jews, because they say they are not in the right way. They are not in the way of God. The only God is Jesus. And so like that they start to make war to Granada, to make this is very resumed, you know, because the history is very long. But this is very, very resumed. So by the last time they start to attack Granada, and they make fitna in Granada, too much fitna. And the Jews saw that they was in this difficulties and that they could lose Granada because there was the last kingdom. They was very big, because I told you before, everybody who didn't want it to be by the Catholic power, so
went to Granada.
Again, Granada was too big. It was the kingdom of Granada was part of Sevilla, part of Cordoba, Malaga, Jaén, Almería, Murcia, all the provincias, you know. And so they came here. They came, and it was very, 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 very big. So they start to fighting with the Muslim, and sometimes they win, and sometimes again the Muslim in the night they took, and like that they was during the process 200 years, because the Granada's kingdom was I told you before, was the last Muslim kingdom, and it was during 200 more than the other kingdom. Was all Spain Christian except the kingdom of
And when did the time of torture begin?
Sorry?
When did the times of torture begin? When the Muslims and the Jews were being executed and tortured? Tortured, like having suffering from being imprisoned and.
Yes, when they suffering was when they say. I told you there was a lot of fitna. They make civil war in Granada. They introduce a woman who Christian, and that he was with the father, he was with the son, and she became Muslim, and she was the queen of Granada, and they took the real queen of Granada. He repudiated the king. He repudiated the king, and he put. Anyway, there were so many how do you say, traición.
Trials.
There was so many trials between the Muslim and Muslim that they sent Muslim to kill other Muslim, and they were severe. That they didn't want it anymore to be like that, and they forced to the last king, Abu Abdallah, to give the city to the Christian. So, but with condition. So they have many conditions, and they call capitulaciones. And these capitulaciones included that the people could be free, that the people could do what they want, they were chosen by the Muslim, and that, and that, and that. And so the Catholic accept the condition, and he gives the key of Granada, and the queen, the king and his family and his séquito, they left to the mountain, they went to live in the mountain. And there was the 1492.
1492. That's when Granada fell. Yes.
That became the Christian, you know. And from 92, from the 1492 into the 15, it was work well, 8 years well, you know.
Yes.
But after that, they decide not, and then they start to soften the Muslim because they take the madrasa, they burn the books. And the Inquisition took all the rich people they took the houses, they confiscate the capital, and with a lot of lie, you know. They say they were witches, they was working with Satanas, they was herejes, they was, and so they forced them to be Catholic. So they become Catholic, but then they change the law.
Okay.
Then they changed my English, okay?
Yes. Perfect. You told me that they used to open the houses to check if Muslims made wudu or not. So all the doors of the houses were open.
Then when they was Christian, they changed the law. They say a new law for a law for the old Christian, superior, and inferior, the new Christian. So Muslim and Jews were the new Christian. Bueno. So they start to, the majority was Muslim. They start to change the law, and everybody become Christian, you know, all Catholic, all the Muslim, all the Jews who can be out of Catholic. And so they didn't believe that they was real Catholic because they fought them.
Yes.
So they watched the house, they came to the house, they must leave the door open. They must not have carpet on the floor. Always they can't even into the bedroom where they sleep. The woman was always covered because you never know when they come.
So they just came into the house suddenly to check if the people were praying or making wudu, or if there are any Islamic signs.
They might have wine in the house. They might have a pig in the. They put in the. There is a tradition here. Now I don't see anymore, but when I was a child, I still see that they put a pig in saucisson and this, you know.
They put pigs in the house. You mean?
Pig thing making with pig, chorizos. Okay. They call chorizos, salchichon, things like that, and they, you know, and they put on the window for to be dry. That they could see the Christian, and they was Christian because they pig.
Okay.
And they had wine in the house, and they cook with the wine. They cook because when you cook, the alcohol leaves, you know. But they can see that they was real Christian, and they make a party. The Christian make a party to control the Muslim. So they make a party every year. They call the party of the cross. And they in any street, in any quartier, in any court,
plaza,
they make one cross with wine, with pig.
Celebration.
And all the Muslim, to control the Muslim, all the Muslim here in Albacete, the Jews going in another area, all the Muslims, they must go and to eat and to drink.
And what happened if someone refused to participate?
They took in the Inquisition and they torturate. They torturate until they could not anymore, and they say, yes, I am with the devil, I am Satanas, I am who. And then they burning alive. They burn people alive. Alive in the cross. But they stopped to torture, because the torture, it was very, very horrible. You must go to see the museum.
I saw the museum, the horrible tools.
Did you took pictures?
I took pictures, unfortunately. It was horrible.
So they used this torture, they prefer to be burning,
Yeah, they prefer to die because the pain was intolerable, I assume.
Anyway, they are going to die and they're going to burning. They know that. So they confess what they want is, yes, I have contact with the devil, I was And sometimes they do because they wanted to take your property, And that ignited into 1609. In 1609, the Felipe III, the king.
Philip III, yes.
He was really crazy. It is like a drum, worse than drum. He decided not Muslim anymore.
Is there worse than Trump, you think?
No,
Is there worse than Trump?
Worse than Trump, yes. Because in that time they didn't have this machine, the casa, to throw bomb, but they throw other things.
Yeah, you're right.
They torture, they do many things. So he decided to kill off the Muslim, to throw them, and because for 100 years there was Christian.
Yes.
And there were some people who were real Christian, because the parents, they didn't transmutation Islam because they was afraid, Because even the Arabic was forbidden to. If they saw you to talk Arabic, they come the soldier of the Inquisition and they put Bridget here, a slave, they made you slave.
Just for speaking Arabic?
Yes, to speak Arabic, because the people didn't know to speak Spanish,
Oh, so Arabic was the formal official language before the Inquisition?
Yeah, it was the official language. And so, Arabic Andalusia, they have some change in the Gaf, the G for the kind, this kind of thing. And then, when they saw you speak Arabic, they take you slave in the boat to America,
to become a slave in America.
To become like a machine to make the boat to America. And then it was so bad the life in the boat, the majority died if they was not very strong, and some the more stronger arrived, And because many things like that. And there was many Muslims, but there are new Christian, they call Moriscos. Moriscos is named the Christian what before was Muslim. And Felipe III decided to throw them, to leave the country, to leave only the slave, to be their own slave, those who work in the ground. It was like slave, because when they took Granada, everything took. So the land, the people, the king say, this for you, this for you, this for you, and the people work for them like a slave, And they took the woman as a concubine.
And that's tragic.
Concubine?
Yes.
They took the woman, the Muslim woman, like concubine, and they use them. They make children, and then they sell the children to other people for working. And when they was tired of that woman, they sell to another one. It was
That's
horrible.
a nightmare, of course.
It was horrible for the woman, And when the woman practiced that medicine that now I know, I have been studying, they said she's witch.
You've been studying medicine.
If they came, the Christian came, the old Christian, they came for that medicine because they know they was the real medicine.
So why did they call them witches? Why did they call them witches?
Because think what they couldn't cure.
Okay.
The Christian couldn't cure, but the Muslim know how.
Okay.
So then they cure. If you cure, you was lost, because then they say you are witch, because you resuscitate one who is going to die.
Okay.
And because that, they went to burn also. So women couldn't cure.
And women were actually had the knowledge at that time to cure people.
And the all
interesting.
the good doctors escaped. The hakim, the hakim, tabib hakim.
Yes.
All the knowledge people escape because they make a process and they burn it. And they continue in other country. Stop.
Okay, so let's move from the past to the present.
Yes.
What do you think of the status of Muslim Ummah or the Muslim nation today? I know that you follow the news, mashallah, and you're very enlightened and you're interested in following up whatever is happening with the world. So what do you think of what's going on?
I think that this horrible is going to happen if the hadith say the truth, the hadith, it is true. They are going to take all the Middle East, they're going to take Palestine, they're going to break the Magic course because they want to find the temple of Suleiman. And that the Israelis created ISIS.
ISIS, yes.
They create us a big ejército. How do you call it? I don't know in English. A big for to have one enemy and to have one mobile to attack.
So they created ISIS just to have like an alibi to go into the land.
The Israelis create the ISIS. And the Saudi Arabia support them. They training and they pay. And the England and the American grant and all of them they want colonize.
Yes, it's a new colony.
American with the Zionistas, Israel, and Saudi Arabia they want to all the Middle East. But I think when they have everything what they want, they will colonize the Saudi Arabia also and the Emirates.
So what do you think Muslims should do so as not to fall into the same fate of Granada? What should Muslims do all over the world? What's your personal opinion?
My opinion, what the Muslims will do is to be together and to help all these people with money, with divulgation of to send videos, to write, and to send money everyone, 50 euro, and to create a lot of money to help these people. And to press, to make manifestation every day. Every day they must make manifestation, but there are
demonstrations.
No
demonstrations, you mean?
Manifestation, and I don't see manifestation. In the past, there was more to go to the government of the place to impose. What more? They cannot do nothing more. But Saudi Arabia is very guilty, very guilty, because they have afraid that the people, that the American throw bomb to them and they kill them. But I ask, for what to live? How can you live a cause of killing the people who are innocent people?
Yeah. You told me before that we have to be responsible for other people as well. We shouldn't live life selfishly, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was beautiful. So on that note, I want to ask you. Let me ask you if you have like a personal dream.
Yes,
that
my
you
personal
want to...
dream is that the people have conscience, and we together, all of us, Muslim, and other people who have conscience, to be together, to create a kind of bank to put money everyone.
That's a great idea.
The poor 5 euro, 1 euro, the more 50, 100, 1,000, and to have enough money to help these Palestinian, these Yemen people and Syria, and to write a lot that the people know the truth, what is doing America with England, with especially America and Israel and Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is shaitan. The government of Saudi Arabia is a shaitan. Then he went to throw bomb to Yemen, nuclear bomb, because he won.
I don't think it was nuclear. I don't think it was nuclear, but they did participate in the bombing against Yemen. Yes. But it was not nuclear.
Yes, it was nuclear. The last one it was nuclear. That's what they told me.
How come have you been so educated, mashallah? You're so into knowledge and reading. You love education, right?
My mother educated me to be a good person and to help people. In our house, they always come people. She was like a Muslim, and when she also became Muslim by the end of her life, when you know the Muslim in the 80s, they start to come Muslim here, to converting people, and my brother converted and she converted, and I was the last one who converted.
MashaAllah. So Islam is coming back to Spain in a sense.
Yes, Islam is coming back.
Thank you so very much for your time and for the lovely conversation and the lovely food.
Only I hope that the people have conscience what it happened and they do something at least to, because many people say, I don't want to see that, I don't want to see that, because they want to give the back to the problem and they want to eat, of course, and to be happy and to have holidays.
Laila, I wish there were more rebellious and passionate people like yourself in the world. Thank you very much.
For nothing.